Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ken Sigmund, and I'm the teacher with Gulf Coast Insight Meditation. And I am excited to be here starting this group. The format is, we'll do a guided meditation for about half an hour. And then I have a talk that I give on a topic related to that. And then there's time for questions or discussion. Excuse me. The basic instruction, I have a book at home that has 200 different types of meditation. What I like about this is called Vipassana, or insight meditation, is that it's simple. Simple is good. The basic instruction, and I'll walk you through it, is just to focus on your breathing. Find a posture, and I'll walk you through that. And in a way, that's it. Okay. What'll happen is very quickly, your mind will wander off into thought, some sort of thought stream. And when you notice that, you may notice it right away, or some period of time might go by. You just gently, kindly, without rebuke, that's important, because this is a gentleness practice, bring your attention back to your breathing. You're going to have to do that several times. My teacher, who's been doing this for 50 years, his name is Gil Fonsdale, he's in California, refers to that as the manual labor of meditation. Just very gently, your mind will wander off, you bring it back. I think it's important to say that one of the misconceptions about meditation is we learn to turn off the chatter in the mind. We do not. Okay. Nobody can do that. The people who can actually do that show up every 500 to 1,000 years. We start religions around them. So, not you, not me. What we can get from this practice is a different relationship with the noise. Because our thoughts are happening, but that's all that's what's actually happening as we're sitting here. The thoughts feel like something else is happening. The thoughts feel like what we're thinking about is happening. But it's not. What's actually happening is we're just sitting here. And thoughts are powerful, thoughts are real, but they are not truths. Right? I suppose I think you're keeping your glasses on because you don't like me very much, right? Which would be kind of neurotic. But that would be a thought that just goes through. It's not true, right? So you're having a conversation with somebody and they look at you a little funny, and you think, oh, they're not getting what I'm saying, but you're not getting what just happened is they just had a pain in their leg. We do that thing all the time. So what we can get from this practice is we'll still hear that, but we'll be able to step back and watch it kind of go by like a train. There goes some other situation other than the one I'm sitting in, but I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to watch it go by. Gently, compassionately. This is, above all things, a gentleness practice. So, any questions about that? Okay. The only other thing I'll say about that, I've had people say, I can't get my mind to be quiet, so I'm not really meditating. Oh, yeah, you are. The doing it is the doing it. I've had people talk to me about feeling like a failure because they can't get their mind to be quiet. This is a self-compassion practice. And if you keep coming to these with me, you'll hear me point to self-compassion all the time. That is the essence of what I teach. Being kind and gentle with yourself. So, why don't we begin with a meditation? Just in case you're wondering, Insight Timer is freezing up, of course. My phone, through a miracle of modern technology, could you get the bell out of my bag, please? Bluetooths to my hearing aids. So I hear the bell, which is my cue to ring the bell. So I invite you to find a comfortable meditation posture. And shoes on, shoes off, doesn't matter. At home I meditate with my shoes off. And a meditation posture is one in which you are comfortable and alert, but relaxed at the same time. And when we enter into a meditation posture with some intentionality, that is a signal between our body and our psyche that we're entering into something other than where we were a moment ago. We're entering into our meditative space. For those at home, there are a few meditation postures, sitting, standing, and lying down. A lot of people lay down, they have back issues. If you're going to lay down, the suggestion is you have your arm on the ground or your hand in the air, so your arm's at a 90-degree angle. That way, if you fall asleep, your hand comes down, you wake up. So if you're in a sitting posture, with your back erect, but not like rigid, just a relaxed posture, with your head and your back aligned. And it would be as if you had like a little string at the crown of your head that pulls up slightly without stressing the muscles in the back of your neck. And you tuck in your chin a little bit. And let your hands rest in your lap or whatever is comfortable. And I invite you to look down the bridge of your nose to relax the muscles around your eyes. And if you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes. And let's start with a few slow, deep breaths just to get connected. Breathing in about 3/4. Breathing all the way out. And as you breathe out, just begin the process of softening and relaxing your body to whatever degree you can. There is no musts, there is no have-tos. You can start by relaxing the muscles in your face and the muscles around your eyes. Just let your eyes roll back in their sockets. Slow, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just relax your shoulders. Let them fall, let them hang. As much as you can. If you can't, that's fine. And just noticing. And letting your breathing return to normal. And as you breathe out, just continue the process of relaxing and softening. Relaxing your back and your chest. And if you can't, just noticing where you're storing any tension. Meet that with gentleness. Relaxing your belly. We often hold our bellies tight. Just letting it hang. Letting your arms and your hands relax. Now I invite you to bring your attention to the touch points. Notice the sensations of your feet resting on the floor. What that feels like on the bottom of your feet. Noticing the sensations of your hands in your lap. Noticing what that feels like on your hands. Noticing what that feels like on your legs. Noticing what it feels like in any place where your hands are resting. Noticing the sensations of your bottom in the chair, the gentle pull of gravity. Just coming into your body in the present. You might notice the ambient temperature in the room. Now I invite you to bring your attention to the sensations of the body breathing in and out. Just letting your awareness rest on the breath. Not trying to do anything with the breath, not trying to breathe shorter or longer. You might notice if a breath is shorter. You might notice if a breath is longer. Just noticing. For some people, it's easiest to notice the sensations of the air moving in and out of your nose. For some people, it's easier to notice the chest or the belly moving in and out. Whatever feels most natural. For some people, it's the overall sensation and the global sensations of the body breathing. is easy. When your mind wanders off, it's okay. It's supposed to do that. Just like the lungs breathe and the ears hear, the mind generates thoughts. They come, they go. And when you notice, without getting involved in the situation or the story or the memory or the planning or whatever is coming up, just noticing the phenomenon of thought without getting involved. Just acknowledge that the mind is thinking and start again with your attention focused on the breath. Thoughts arise, feelings come and go. Just let them come. Just let them go. when you notice, just come back to the body breathing. You may notice sensations in the body. Some might be strong, might call for your attention. It's okay. There's a couple of things you can do with that. You can move, find a more comfortable position, but do so with some intention. You might want to say to yourself, I'm going to move now. I'm moving my leg. Just be aware of the body in motion. Be aware of the body settling again. Or you can focus directly on the sensation. Is it a pushing? Is it a pulling? Is it a tugging? Is it an ache? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Just investigate it. Let it come and go. Notice if it's making you anxious. Notice how your body responds. Just breathing in and out with whatever our experience is. Just being aware of the body breathing in, the body breathing out. And as we come towards the end of this sitting, I invite you to take whatever settledness or calm that you may have experienced from this And just let it settle into your body. May it be that whatever benefit we've gotten from this practice enables us to walk around a little more calmly, a little more centered, and to meet the world with kindness and compassion that can radiate from us into our households, into our neighborhoods, to the people we encounter around town. May it be that the benefits of this practice enable us to look at the world through kind eyes and to be more compassionate with ourselves. May the benefits of this practice be a benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be at ease and at peace. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your practice. Any questions? Thoughts, comments?
I have one. You said thoughts that come in, and my Bhante made the allusion to clouds, and I always found that very useful.
Mm-hmm.
That when your thoughts come around, that was this cloud, and it kind of blocked what you were thinking at the moment, but it'll go past.
Yeah. One teacher, one of my favorite teachers, a fellow by the name of Stephen Levine, said, thoughts and feelings are like clouds. Wispy around the edges, denser in the middle, wispy around the edges as they come and go. So I thought I would say a few words about mindfulness and meditation and the body. One of the myths of meditation is you have to be still. That is not so. This is not Zazen, okay, where that's what they practice, even though it's like really painful in the legs and all of that. This is not that. About 6 weeks ago, I was on a meditation retreat. I went on a 2-week retreat. First time I've done 2 weeks. It was a deep dive. And the way it's set up is the teacher is meeting with students on the retreat throughout the day, and some of us rotate into sitting in front of the room to lead the meditation. It's all silent. These are people who have 30, 40 years experience, right? For them, a 2-week retreat is like not that much. They do like 3 months at a time. And one of the things I noticed is they move around. They get more comfortable during the 45-minute set. It's all good, whatever your experience is. This is a mindfulness practice. And a little piece of history. I'm not teaching Buddhism per se, but it's informed by that. It's the practice that was originally brought forward by the Buddha and was a monastic practice mainly until the mid-1950s, where a monk named Mahasi Sayadaw brought it out of the monastery in Burma, now Myanmar. And it spread. And a bunch of Americans, Jack Kornfield, Sylvia Boorstein, Joseph Goldstein, Sharon Salzberg, traveled to Asia and studied with that and brought it back here. And here we are. Mindfulness is the art, and it's an art because you have to practice your art, of being with whatever is happening in the present moment without judgment, without attachment, without aversion. It's a practice. They call it a practice for a reason, because a practice is something you have to practice. You're not going to walk out of here at the end of a meditation center and, okay, there we are. I refer a lot to Pablo Casals, the great cellist, the master cellist, who practiced 8 to 10 hours a day. And I read Eric Clapton's autobiography, and he practices, hours at a time. And I saw a documentary on Robert Fripp, one of the great guitarists of all time. Even while he's talking to people, doing this thing, and they asked Casals, "You're the master, why do you practice 8 hours a day?" He said, "I might be improving." So this is a practice. It's a gentleness practice. It's a compassion practice. And if you continue meditating, and I recommend 20 minutes a day, or whatever you can do, but 20 minutes a day is a good place to start, you'll start to notice some things. You'll start to notice you're a little more focused. Your temperature rises less easily. You're a little more kind, just as reflectively, a little more compassionate. And you'll start to notice more quickly when the thought stream is starting to take you off the rails. I think I'm having a bad day. The radio station of the mind, is what I call it, is telling me I'm having a bad day, as if I don't already know. I ride a scooter. It's a large scooter. It's more like a small motorcycle. I rode to work one day. It was a beautiful day. It was in California. Beautiful sunny morning. Time to go home. Pouring. She's at work. So I'm riding up the hill in the rain. I'm wet, I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm unhappy, and every couple of minutes a truck comes by and sprays me. My thought stream is saying, you're cold, you're wet, unhappy, this stinks, and that truck is going to spray you, as if I wouldn't have already known that. So that, we can just let that come and go. And one of the benefits of mindfulness practice is we get to notice more quickly when that's happening and say, oh, I don't want to go there. Buddha used to say, with their thoughts we create the world. I was a newspaper reporter for 20 years. And I always thought that they would find out I was faking it. That's just kind of one of my top 5. We all have our top 5 weird neuroses. In my mind, I always thought they were going to be moving my desk closer to the door. They nominated me for awards. They were surprised and unhappy when I left. Most of them were surprised. Some people knew that. So what I'm thinking isn't actually happening. So we do this practice, and we practice bringing the mind back, bringing the mind back to where we are by focusing on the breath. Because the breath is an anchor. Whatever you want to focus on is fine. Whatever's happening in the present moment. The mind is not a physical object. I was a therapist for 25 years, and people are debating where it exists in the body. Okay, it's not a physical object. It can go anywhere in time and space. Doctor Who fans? Oh, okay. It's a TARDIS. A TARDIS is something that looks like a phone booth. You step inside, it's infinitely large. It can take you anywhere in time and space. The mind is like that. It takes you back to yesterday, to rehash whatever you think you should have done. It takes you up to tomorrow to whatever it is you're planning. It takes you back to a song you liked or didn't like in 1972. I worked in pop radio, brain damage. I still hear some of that stuff. The body, however, is a physical object. It cannot exit the present moment. That's why we keep coming back to the body, keep coming back to the body, keep coming back to the breath, where 99 times out of 100 in any given moment, nothing is actually happening. We might be worried about stuff that's happening later, but that's later. Nothing is actually happening. Another thing about meditation in the body and the mind, I used to go to the mindfulness and psychotherapy conferences. I love that stuff. I can't get enough of it. I'm sitting in the front row. There's a guy named Rick Hansen. He's a very interesting guy. He's a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and a neurobiologist, and a meditation teacher. Great credentials. He shows us pictures of these monks meditating with sensors all over their heads. Then he shows us the scans. Right here, I think it's the parietal lobe is right behind the temple. I don't know, I used to know that stuff. There's an area of the brain about the size of a quarter that controls relaxation response and the ability to focus, kindness response, compassion response, the ability to slow down and calm. With the steady mindfulness practice, that area of the brain actually grows denser. It grows more synapses. I think that's cool. I can't get enough of that stuff. I read his books. His best-known book is called Buddha's Brain. It's pretty cool. So, in all of this, I invite you to be kind and gentle with yourself all the time. It's a symptom of the culture that we don't do that. And if you come to my longer talk on the nature of thinking, I go into the piece where there's actual evolutionary neurobiology behind the fact that the mind defaults to a negative space. We default to negative thinking. We're actually wired that way. And people are hard on themselves for that. And I'm going to suggest if all the being hard on yourself, all the beating yourself up for whatever was ever going to help, it would have helped 20 years ago. It would have solved all your problems by now. So this is an opportunity to practice something different. And a mindfulness practice helps us see more quickly when we are going off the rails into some version of being unkind with ourselves. So, questions about any of that? Ken, go back to being a cab driver? I was a cab driver for a few years, which isn't that far afield from being a shrink, by the way. That's all I got for today. I will be here every Friday. I will be here every Friday. If you go to my website, that'll take you to my YouTube page, and there's 3 or 4 years of archived meditations and talks. I don't really stream on YouTube so much anymore because now they drop commercials like right in the middle of it. It's not like TV where it fades out. They go to the commercial and then they fade back in. It's like boom, right there, mid-sentence. They'll do that if you have less than 1,000 followers. I don't, so, you know. Or you can join my Facebook group. All that stuff is archived there also. So, thank you for your kind attention. I hope to see y'all again.